So, it's Hallie. Welcome back to a normal VN. When we last left off, we had gotten Natsuki's good ending, I guess. One of her good endings. But here's the thing. Natsuki has, some complex choices to go through and stuff. So, I think maybe the best approach here is to, click each one and see how it pans out, and then just kind of make a mental note of how it goes. Because if she really has 6+ endings, it's gonna be a lot more complicated than Sayori's was. So sussing out which answers are right or wrong isn't gonna be so simple. Did we already do both accept and reject her? Yeah, we did that one. They insulted the size of our penor. And we're not skipping unseen, right? Okay, no, good. Okay, so obvious choice is obvious. I don't think we need to worry about that one so much. This is Sam one too. Just decide with Natsuki here. I don't think that's gonna be an issue. I mean, it will be if I want to get on her bad side later, I guess. And there's gotta be bad endings for her somewhere in there. But man, did we not get one at all. Also, it bears mentioning that my voice is probably noticeably different right now because I've been dealing with this cold or something for the past week and it just won't go the heck away. And I'm also really strapped for time, so my plan right now is to just record one episode of this and continue recording one episode a day until it gets better, because voice acting as the girls like this is just gonna be completely insufferable. Completely insufferable. So we haven't given up our poem to her yet. Let's see what happens with this. Okay, fine. I really shouldn't, but I will.
Really? I mean, you're too nice for your own good, Hallie. Still, thank you.
You're welcome. But what do I say when I show up to class without a poem?
Well, maybe I shouldn't.
No, don't worry. I'll come up with something. I mean, I forgot mine at the school festival. It's actually believable that I might as well have forgotten it today, too. She looks at me surprised.
Well, I guess I might bake you something as a thanks.
Really?
Shush, I just said I might.
You're a tiny little ball of evil, you know that?
Call me tiny or little again and I'll show you proof of that idea.
Okay, I won't, sorry. Natsuki returns to her notebook. This time with my poem on one side and her blank piece of paper on the other. I guess she's really going for it. Alright, and there's the skip button. So let's see what happens to the next possible choice. Bring her closer, change the channel. Alright, so this one, I made her sit through the movie. But this time we'll change the channel, I guess. Do you want me to change the channel? Answer yes.
No, I'm fine. I wasn't really scared, you know. Movies don't scare me.
If you say so, I'm continuing the movie. The tension remains, but it slowly dies down as the movie continues. By the time it ends, Natsuki gets up to leave. That was much less intimate. She turns to me.
I'll give you the next book tomorrow.
Uh-huh, okay. Oh yeah, I'm following. So here's one that was particularly obvious. Insisting is the correct path here. Yeah, because then we drop it and we miss an entire chunk of her story where they get together and whatever. Yeah, so we're just gonna insist and continue. We already read this once before.
I can cook my own food, you know.
I don't know the context. I don't object when we get to cooking. I somehow managed to burn mine, but Natsuki's turn out fine. We both sit down to eat and finish rather quickly. Before either of us get up, I stop her. Natsuki, listen right now. Tell me everything about your life at home. I need to know these kinds of things. Yeah, see, this whole set of developments just didn't happen around.
Well, alright.
And she does, in fact, tell me everything. It takes quite a while to get out, and I do interject to ask a question once in a while. I'm sure glad we get to have this conversation instead of having it summarized for us. But for the most part, it's Natsuki talking about how terrible things are with her dad, and her mom isn't in the picture to stop it. She talks about how he neglects her, won't let her do anything a girl wouldn't do. He gets angry when she takes more than a minute to answer a text of his, and she better not fail to answer a call. Typical dad stuff. And the reason as to why she's in my class, she had to study so hard that the school allowed her to skip an entire year. That sounds like a bullcrap. But when she didn't skip another one right at the next year, her father got mad at her again. I'm completely shocked by everything. I'm pretty sure that's not how anything works. Natsuki, you need to get out of here.
Yeah? I'm not an adult. I don't have a job. I don't have any money and I have no idea how to sustain a house.
I'm so glad we can see how she feels about this.
I'm not even old enough for any of that. It's rat tally.
You know, Natsuki, there is someone who can do all that stuff. Might I also mention, you come over to this person's house every Sunday anyway.
Hallie, are you asking me to move in with you?
Well, if we're serious about dating, then it was bound to happen anyway. You need to leave ASAP, and if I can provide, why wouldn't I?
But I can't tell my dad I'm moving in with some boy. He'll freak out.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I just never meeting him. For now, I think about it, alright? Tell me what your plan is.
I'll think about it, but there's no promises, and...
What?
Nothing. I was just saying I'll think about it. Nothing else.
Oh, alright. Well, the sun's setting. Listen, be safe, alright?
There's nothing dangerous on the walk back.
I hug her once more. I wasn't talking about that, though. Her eyes lit up as if the meaning clicked in her head, and she looked at me one last time.
Thank you, Hallie. The answer is yes, I will. It won't be instant, but soon, alright? Maybe in a couple weeks.
That's the most genuine I think Natsuki's ever been. I smile, kiss her on the head, and let go. She walks out the door. I am so emotionally invested in this scene. Oh wait, no, it fell completely flat. Alright, so it's moving forward at rapid pace. Ah, yes, the video game question. So let's see. Did we pick action game before? Clearly we did. Alright, well, let's load up a different one then. What about a player versus player game? I grab Rumble 3's box and pop the disc in the tray. Natsuki grabs the cookies from the kitchen and sets them on the coffee table. I dim the lights and we both sit on the couch. While she does pay attention, she doesn't seem to enjoy it.
I still think we should have read instead.
Aw, come on, I'm enjoying this.
Alright, fine, but I'm going to read, okay?
With that, she comes a bit closer to me, leaning against me. She takes up Parfait Girls in her phone light, starting to read. We go back to our own activities, once in a while grabbing cookies from the plate, until eventually things start to get dark out.
Bye, Hallie. No offense, but let's do something different next week, alright?
Fine by me, I'll see you Monday. Alright, that seems like a definite wrong answer. She leaves. As she walks out, I consider the events of this night. Is this what love is like? But, oh, slow down there, pal. Hold on, we gotta see how disappointing these other video games might or might not be. A co-op game. I grab Wormhole 2's box and pop the disc in the tray. Natsuki grabs the cookies from the kitchen and sets them on the coffee table. I dim the lights and we both sit on the couch. While she does pay attention, she doesn't seem to enjoy it. Yes, we did copy-paste the same disappointing game outcome on 3 different possible options. How do you play a co-op game when one of the people just stops playing partway through? Like how though? Like how though? Like how though? Like how though? Alright, does the third game also like that? Is it really just 2 games? I grab Gone Nuclear Vegas Blues box and pop the disc in the tray. Natsuki grabs the cookies from the kitchen and sets them on the coffee table. I dim the lights, we both sit on the couch. Yup, no, they just copy-pasted the same thing 3 times. And not only did they copy-paste it 3 times, but the correct option is like the only one she actually wouldn't enjoy because they don't know Natsuki. Jesus Christ, this mod. Anyway, moving on. La la la. Stupid game. I guess I might as well. I think did we tell her that last time? That sounds like the thing we would have told her. Because we were trying to mess it up and we still didn't somehow. Let Natsuki in. Alright, fine. But if you get sick, don't blame me.
I won't.
Oh, so this is that time she took care of us while we were sick, and it said it happened later, but it didn't.
Now go lay down somewhere. Hurry up.
I naturally go to the only comfortable bed, the one in my bedroom, and lay in it. Natsuki practically throws my cover at me.
Here. Now I'm going to get you something warm so you can feel better. Stay here.
Before I can mention that I can't really go anywhere, she leaves. A few minutes later, she arrives back with some hot soup. Soup?
It helps with colds.
I wish it helps with mine.
It's better than anything else I could have given you. Are you going to be mad at me for it, or are you going to appreciate it?
I give an apologetic look. I appreciate it, Natsuki. It's really nice that you're doing this. Thank you. She seems almost shocked by my words.
Whatever. You're my boyfriend now, so I need to take care of you. You'd do the same, right?
I suppose, yes, I would.
Yeah, what do you mean, you suppose?
It's just an expression. I don't mean it like that. She puts on an angry face, but once she pulls up a chair and sits next to me, it slowly starts to fade. After a few seconds, she grabs my hand and I look at her in suspicion.
I'm just trying to keep your pulse in check.
That's not how pulse works. That'd be my wrist. Also, a cold wouldn't really affect my pulse.
What? You don't think I know that? I'm not stupid, Hallie.
She doesn't then mention why she's really holding my hand, but I don't know, don't I? Or no, I do know, rather. I decided to drop it anyways. It won't do any good to let her know that I'm aware. At any rate, a sneeze then comes out of nowhere and ruins the moment.
Gross! You need some tissues or something. Where are they?
Right there, over on my desk. I pray to every god I can think of that she doesn't put two and two together while the lotion with the lotion right next to it. You're a bad person. And seeing the way her face just changes when she grabs it, I'm thinking none of them answered. Her multiple faces. When she returns it to me, I blow my nose and throw the tissue in a nearby trash can.
So, why was this next to a bottle of lotion, Hallie?
'Cause I'm a perv. Well, it's really easy to explain. My stammering betrays my words. Natsuki laughs.
You're disgusting, Hallie.
She continues laughing. Before I have time to think of a retort, she grabs the remote for my TV.
You wanna watch anything in particular?
Nope. You can pick if you like. Hearing this, she flips over to an idol anime. I've never seen it, but she seems to like it. One of the characters does remind me of her, so I can see why. Is it that freaking Nico Ni person? Is that what they're talking about? I pay attention to her reaction when good and bad things happen to the cast, how she almost laughs at some of their misfortunes and charades. Charades? It's not really... Yeah, whatever.
Hallie!
Huh? Oh, what's up?
You were kind of staring at me. What is that for?
I just spaced out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
Really? Is that it? I don't want to know what you get up to when you're thinking about me like that. Especially with what that tissue box was sitting next to.
Natsuki chuckles to herself. Don't flatter yourself. It's not like a guy can, well, get off with his imagination alone as it is.
That's unlucky of your gender. Anyway, let's change the subject.
Afterwards, she turns back to the TV. We sit like this for a bit until her hand meets mine and they interlock once more.
Hallie, I hope you know I don't mind if I get sick. It actually is fun spending time with you.
Yeah, I like this too. But don't get sick. You make me feel really bad about it.
I won't then.
She returns to the show, as do I. It's only when the sun finally starts to set that she releases my hand and something seems to be missing the second she does.
Well, I've gotta go then. Bye, Hallie.
Bye, Natsuki. I hope I didn't make you sick.
Stop worrying about me. I can handle a little cold anyway. See you tomorrow, alright?
And with that, she walks downstairs, and right before the door opens and closes behind her, I hear her sneeze. Great. Sick buddies. Oh, take a drink. Ugh, it's not gonna help my commentary, but, you know. Natsuki shows up, this time holding a box in her hand.
He found out about us. He screamed at me, shoved an empty box in my face, and told me to get out of his house. Then I had 24 hours to leave or else he would... I was really scared, Hallie. I know this isn't how we planned it, but I have no idea what else to do.
Here's the move-in scene that we missed. Natsuki. At once I go over to her and hug her tightly. I'm so glad we can see how she feels. What was that? That was a missing sprite. She almost drops the box in shock. Shush, it'll be alright, Natsuki. You're safe now, alright? It isn't what we planned, but that isn't important. All that's important is that you're alright. I'm
still scared. What if he gets mad and comes for me or something?
This ain't exit music. Does he know where we live?
No.
Then you're fine. I get that you're paranoid, but I'll protect you, alright? Even if I have to go down fighting, I won't let anything hurt you.
I...
Tears begin to well up in Natsuki's eyes. I grab the box from her and set it down, and she buries her face in my chest, lightly sobbing. Without really thinking, I wipe tears from her eyes. And then we were in my bedroom somehow. She looks at me for a straight half-minute. Her eyes are still slightly glistening from the tears. I pick up her box and start to go upstairs, motioning her to follow me. She does, and I set her stuff on the bed.
Holly, you only have one bed, huh?
Oh yeah, we'll worry about that later. For now, let's find out where to put your stuff. The majority of it, funnily enough, ended up being for baking. What little of it wasn't was mostly items she kept around her room. I noticed that she didn't have much, and that was probably for a reason. It's mostly just kids' dolls, a couple of anime posters, and manga she hid from her father. We put these in their proper place, wherever that is. At this point, Natsuki and I both sit on the bed. I decide to ask her what we should do.
What, you can't think of something? What are you bothering me for?
It's nice to see she's returned to her normal state. You sound like you can't think of anything either.
I can't, I just don't want to. You should do it instead.
Fine. Here, you want to watch some anime? I'll let you pick which one.
Yeah, you better. I wouldn't let you pick anyway. It's not like I want to know what you want to watch or something like that. Your taste is probably terrible.
Didn't we already watch some anime? Whatever. With that, Natsuki grabs the remote from me and flips to Johnny's Strange Escapades. Rocks are unbeatable. A slice of life by all respects, but it has fighting elements which make it fun to watch anyway. I don't refuse, instead changing my position to emulate me actually laying in bed, with my head propped up on my arm. Natsuki lays down normally, yawning as she does. We're sitting together, and the show has just started. While watching, I notice we both sort of slump into the bed. We begin to straight up lay next to each other at this point. We continue watching for a few minutes until she falls asleep. At first, I don't pay it much attention. I'm perfectly fine here as long as I explain to her what happened before she wakes up. However, what I'm not expecting is for her to do... What I'm not expecting is for her to do is turn around and wrap her arms around me, settling into my side. Yeah, something's wrong there, bro. I panic. What if she wakes up like this? What is she going to say? What if this ruins everything? Slowly and carefully, I pick up her top arm and put it on her side. I then try to push my other arm out from under her slowly once more so that she doesn't awaken. She's completely separate from me once more, and I breathe a sigh of relief. That is, until she brings her arms right back into position effortlessly. God. Damn it. Well, I wasn't sure how long this scene was going to go for, but we're getting hugged by Natsuki, and I'm out of time to record for now. I told you I'm going to record one episode at a time until I'm better. That's it for the moment. We'll be back later. Bye.